Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnan Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. The Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Master is traveling by a carriage. A few devotees have invited him and he is moving towards Calcutta. On the way, he is talking on the carriage to his beloved disciples like Rakhal, M and others. M is made for the world. To give him Master's message, which we are reading now, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, to the world. Rakhal is one of the pioneers who maintained the Ch.10 mission for a long time as the president after it started. These are the almost, others are there. Perhaps a few of them at least are monastics who are going to start a new monastic order suitable to the present age, where people renounce all enjoyments of the world and dedicate their life to God and service of humanity. And Sri Ramakrishna wants 100% to give, not even a little barging away from the ideal, because perfect ideal, if it is not placed before the society, it will be difficult for ordinary people to climb with all the load of the society, family, and other things, and move on to the spiritual world. They have a lot of bindings, attachments, desires, which limit them, and with that burden to go and reach perfection, it demands. See, few who show the ideal, look here, I have renounced all for God. Can't you renounce a little? Sri Ramakrishna used to tell to the devotees and disciples, I have done 16%, you do 1%, you will reach what I have reached. You transcend the nature in its entirety and realize God and be in the state of eternal bliss as immortal being. So, Sri Ramakrishna wants these people to present what Sri Ramakrishna expects the world to follow in its fullness, where a little is sufficient for others to reach the same goal. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling, as they drew along, Sri Ramakrishna said to the devotees, you see, sin flies away when love of God dawns in man's heart, even as the water in the reservoir dug in meadow dries up under the heat of the sun. How the sins will dry away, fly away, and it does happen. It is the grace of God, divine grace. Love of God. Love is the root of our existence. Love, the moment you hear the term love, it is what flows from the depth of your being, from the Atman, from the transcendental realm that stays within you, from God within you. It is melting of your own self and flowing out. Love. All others, intellect also, genius, everything belongs to nature. Body to the inner prajna awareness, all things belong to nature. Beyond all this is the love, even the worldly love and attachments are reflections of that, contaminated by mind and other things. Otherwise, love by itself, in its essence, is pure and divine, which is Atman flowing out. So, when that comes, when the flood is coming from deep within, it cleanses all other layers. The moment you start loving God, you are already divine. From the divine alone it can flow. The reverse, we are going by reverse order. The purest thing in this world is God, and loving God, the purest thing is within. It is meant for that. Your Atman is meant to love God. Yourself is meant to love God. It is flowing. Now, because of the vasanas, tendencies, the other parts through which it flows out is contaminated. So, love looks as if it is a desire for enjoyment. It is desire for possession. In loving any particular person or object, its mouth shrinks down. Droplets of love flow. When it is universal, it opens its mouth to flow in torrents towards all. When it is divine God, it opens all the gates. There is no obstruction, it flows. And even when it flows through the body, mind, all these things as we do with the worldly objects, these are transparent and free from all contaminations. Body doesn't seek any share in loving others, any share of enjoyment. Neither mind nor intellect nor the senses demand any share of enjoyment in loving someone. It is pure love. Love is a sacrifice where you give and take back nothing. Never to take anything, nor there is a desire or tendency to seek or accept anything from outside. It is sacrifice and sacrifice and sacrifice alone. So that love, when it dawns in the depths, it flushes every part of your being. All sins go away. You see, all sins go away when man's heart is filled with love for God. But one cannot love God if one feels attracted towards worldly things, woman and gold. Here, the slowly is introducing to them the total renunciation. The basic desire in human or in all living beings, the preservation of species and self-preservation. Self-preservation needs kanchana, and preservation of species needs kamini. Kamini doesn't mean woman here, though it is translated by people who are aware of its meaning, but in Bengali, Sanskrit, and all other languages, Kamini means what causes kama, desire, any kind of desire. Kama doesn't mean sexual desire alone. Any desire for any type of enjoyment comes under the kama. All desires, even to eat a sweet meat, is kamana or kama for eating. So here, these are the two basic drives of nature. It is drives of nature. You can't avoid. Nature is driving. And there is a plan, yesterday we went through, there is a plan of nature. The basic plan of nature is to evolve. But to evolve, it needs the presence of the universe. Presence of universe, to work out the karmas, the species must continue. Because in one life, in its whatever is there in the universe is constantly changing. The relative world, the world of relativity, the realm of relativity is constantly changing flux. Here everything is changing. When it is changing, there is birth and death. There is fullness, optimum, growth to optimum, again shrinkage to the involutory process. Evolution, involution. So this process, this cycle goes on. Birth and death cycle goes on. So here, birth and death is the jivas reappearing. In one life it cannot finish the sadhana, nor in one life it can work out its karma. So it goes and on and on and on in the process. In the process itself, it gains wisdom. Every pain that he experiences in the world, every despondency that grows within, every experience of the impermanency and the lack of support in life, all this will make you, this is giving you experiences that generate wisdom. Wisdom saves you from experiences, lives after lives experience become necessary to come out of that circle and move straight away to the divine. Otherwise it will be circular. And spiritual efforts, spiritual sadhana disciplines are to make it spiral and then expand and fly away. This projectile which is going to reach the divine back to the source. Merely, so renunciation is a must in householder's life, it is internalized. In sannyasi's life, it is externalized and internalized also. Merely taking the vow of monastic life, here he comes. He doesn't speak about the how to internalize in the life of householders, the renunciation, how to live in the world unstained by the actions. He takes to the monastic life. Merely taking the vow of monastic life will not help a man if he is attached to the world. It is 1883, June. Master leaves the mortal coil. 1886. Just 3 years left for him to leave the body. He has to give to the world what all he has to give and go. He has to light the lamp of renunciation a order of sannyasa, a new order of sannyasa has to begin. New order of devotees must begin, who live as the householders, internalizing all the spiritual ideas, bringing all spiritual ideas in the life, and learn to spiritualize everything they do. Dependence on God, love of God, compassion to the jivas, all these they have to cultivate, and hold the new world of divine awareness must come up. The peace, harmony, and love must flow into the world again. So, he's introducing this. Merely taking the vow of monastic life will not help a man if he is attached to the world. It is like swallowing your own spittle and after spitting it out on the ground. Spittle you are spitting out, and as if in Jivan Mukti Viveka, he gives the example. Dog vomiting and taking it again, eating the same thing what it vomits. If a renunciates, goes back to the world to enjoy anything, it is like a dog vomiting and eating its own vomitings. And I saw in those days when I was in Chennai, one brahmachari came and joined. He was finely educated, earning, and was the source of dependence of others at home also to some extent. And he came and joined, and parents, a few weeks, nobody knew where he is. He was missing. And when we came to know that he is firm and established in his ideal, yes, his sincere seeking for God has brought him here. Then we asked, you have to inform your people at home and see that no complications come between you and them, and you must be blessed by them. You must take their permission, at least of the parents, and come. Now you can inform. So he informed, I am in such and such a place. I am safe here. Don't disturb me. You need not come to see me also. I have given myself to God. Then immediately all people rushed at home, at the ashram from home. And the group was quite big. That boy was almost shivering in fear, but he was firm and clear. Mother came forward and hugged him and said, my child, you have taken the right decision. What you have done, I am not denying. All others may request or want you to come back. But if you feel comfortable, if you feel that you are capable of, I have my all blessing for you. You continue your life. Then she said, after a pause, but never turn back and see at the world. What a clear instruction. One thing is permission to go forward in the life of renunciation. It's like joining military, where war is going on in the front. It is life given to nation. It is life, here it is life given to God and humanity. So the mother giving permission is one thing. He is going to part from her forever. She cannot claim that child as mine anymore. Yet she said, after giving permission, wholeheartedly, blessing in a very possible way, she is telling, don't turn back to the world anytime anymore. This is an important thing. The elders who give permission somehow, but this instruction, most of the mothers, whenever you can, come. Whenever you feel I have to come back, our doors are open. So many things they say. But never turn back to the world any time again. Give yourself 100% to God. So this is what Sri Ramakrishna is expecting, is telling. Turn back not. Go ahead. After a few minutes, the master continued. The members of Brahmo Samaj do not accept God with form. The topic is changed. Narendra says that God with form is mere idol, who is going to carry the message of Sri Ramakrishna to every heart. Narendra, who is going to be Vivekananda. Narendra says God with form is a mere idol. He says further, what? He still goes to the Kali temple, regarding Sri Ramakrishna, referring to the master. Sri Ramakrishna is a party arrived at the Balram's Bose. You see, in those days, in 1800s, other religions, orders, missionaries have entered into in India and trying to influence. They used to feel India is deprived of religion. They don't have, just because people worship God in images. One of their objection was idolatry. Worshipping stone images as God. They don't understand how in and through that they are contacting God. When I saw first years back a person talking over the cell phone, alone standing under a tree and speaking, I had not known a thing called cell phone has come. He's going on talking. And I thought he's a madman. Because nobody else is there. He is alone. To whom he is speaking is not there. Many days I watched him. He was a gardener where I was doing tapasya. Now and then he will go to below a tree and facing the tree, holding his left hand on the tree. He is talking with a mobile phone. And I used to go, why does he speak to a tree like that? He'll be leaning on the tree with like this and going on speaking. The water will be going to the plants. Then after many days, I told someone, see that man, he must be loudly, he speaks alone to the tree. Then she said, no Swamiji, it's called cell phone, it has come newly. Now, he is talking to the mobile, not to that person. He is not seen at all. To whom does he speak? How can he speak? There is no connection, there is no wire. Is he mad? Is it he is speaking to someone in and through? This in and through the image a person is able to contact just by the power of faith and dependence, love and sacrifice through an image, and God can manifest through every object of this world. And He does. He exists in everything pervading this universe. To that extent, they had not grown. They had heard something, they had seen something, they believed in the words of a prophet who had seen the truth, but held on to that alone. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, never limit God. God can be anything. He can be. Don't never say God is this and not that. This is all right. God is this is all right. God is not that, don't say. Your understanding of God is not right. Never say. He is everything. Don't limit God. And today morning, afternoon, I was taking classes from Brahmacharis. I asked this question, can God be a fool? The faces were difficult to answer. क्या भगवान बुद्ध हो सकता है? They blink. They cannot say yes or no. Then I said, yes, he can. He can show himself to a Buddha also. He can make himself being seen as a fool also. You can't limit. He can make himself seen as all-knowing. He can do and undo anything in this universe. Don't limit. That is a limitation Sri Ramakrishna put on others. Don't limit God. He is everything and many more things which human minds and human existence cannot reach. And God can be realized in 5 ways: as a transcendental reality, as the immanent reality, as a Lord of the universe, as the incarnation of God, and as the indweller, Antaryami. So realize God in whatever way you want to go. What is your tendency? You walk in that. In what tradition you have been born and you have spent all these years of your life, go ahead in that and reach the goal. Then you will know everything. After reaching the top, you will know that all people are climbing to the same summit from different directions, from different parts of the foot of the huge mountain. And you are in one of the sides trying to climb to the same summit. And you see the other person is going from somewhere, he is climbing in some other way. And you see, my path alone leads to that summit. He is in a wrong place, wrong direction. I am going eastward, he is going westward. He is in opposite to me, he is climbing. So he is coming from that direction, I am going from this direction, it looks like opposite. Then when I climb to the summit and see all from different places, in different facing different directions, are climbing the same which I have been climbing, then all doubts clear. Oh, all paths lead to God. Om Shanti. Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.